Hello once again. Um, this time, my wife Jamie will be playing the role of caregiver, and I will be Rick.
Well, hi, Rick. Welcome back.
Thanks.
It's good to see you. How did the Gophers do over the weekend?
They lost to Michigan. Again.
Oh,
Stupid Gophers.
so not a good weekend
No.
for them.
No.
Mm.
Well, what do you do?
Right, I know. My husband, he always follows all those sporting events, and I can never quite keep track of them just like he does. But
Yeah.
I know it bums him out, too.
Yeah.
So, Rick, the last time we spoke, we talked a little bit about your about Cindy and some of your issues with her as far as not fulfilling the needs that you need her to fulfill for you in many different ways, or you know, in money and physically and things like that, and you sound like you have experienced some loss with your relationship with her, and from what we've discussed and what I've gleaned from Cindy too, is that you've been through a lot of loss overall in your life. So I would like to maybe just explore that a little bit today, and how that has affected you and how that continues to affect you when it comes to your needs being met and fulfilling you. So
Sure.
can you talk a little bit about that loss?
Well, I think the hardest loss for me so far in my life has been when my mom passed away. She died a couple years ago. Um, she was pretty sick, and yeah, that was hard because really she was the only person there for me and my siblings, and yeah, she seemed to be the only one that cared. I mean, my dad didn't care at all. He didn't care at all. He was a jerk. And really, I mean, he died a while ago too, but just,
That didn't affect you the way that your mother's death affected you.
yeah. I mean, to be honest, I really wasn't that sad to see him go. It was just awful to us. So I don't know. That wasn't that bad. But when my mom passed away, I was, yeah, genuinely sad. It just sucked to see her go.
So that's hard, Rick, to have a father who you feel like never cared and was a jerk. I mean, always did you feel that way?
Yeah, I mean, for so long in my life, he just abusive and just wasn't very nice, and he wasn't nice to my mom, or to my siblings, and to anybody really. I mean, but there's a bunch of stuff going on there with him too. It seems like, I mean, he did commit suicide, so I mean, a bunch of crap in his life too.
Because that doesn't make it any easier for you or your siblings.
No, but like I said, I wasn't. It didn't bother me too much when he was gone. I mean, I tried to forget him anyway. So.
That's hard. And so just a few short years later, your mother, and now it sounds like you're feeling a similar loss in your marriage, with what you've told me about Cindy and things that you wish would happen and are not happening, and that can be compared to a loss, and it can evoke some of those same feelings as maybe that you felt when your mother passed. Or your brother, I know we've touched about, or your uncle.
Mm.
Um, so when you think about your relationship with your wife, do you feel like you have lost and then sort of been grieving parts of your relationship the same way that you have when you lost a family member?
I don't know. I mean, I was sad when my mom passed away. It was just really sad. I'm more angry with Cindy. I mean, she's just not the wife I thought she was gonna be. And I thought, of course, I thought we'd be doing stuff differently. I didn't think we would file for bankruptcy, and I thought we would have kept all the land, all the stuff we've got on the farm, and because of our financial situation, and a lot of it caused by her, we're not in that place where I thought we'd be. So I was sad with my mom. I'm more pissed with Cindy. So I don't really make a huge correlation. I guess there is loss. Maybe maybe that plays into a bit of my anger with her.
Well, Rick, it's important to realize that you're angry, and to separate that emotion from maybe sadness, or that's good. That's a healthy thing to focus on, even though acting angry all the time, of course, that's not healthy. But we can work with that, and we can go from there and move on, by exploring your anger and maybe finding the root of it in specific situations, and then when we can figure out what makes you the most angry about this, maybe we can talk about, well, how can we prevent that, or how can we make that better, or how can we make Cindy understand that anger, because it needs to be validated, but somehow controlled, and it can't just stay where it is. We need to move on from that. So I think that's good. I think what we'll do in these next sessions when we meet next week, is focus on the anger, and maybe talk about, I heard you talk a lot about finances, so maybe we'll focus on the anger that you have, because I heard your frustration with the fact that maybe she overspends and always has, and that's not what you thought, and you work hard for your family, and you're ending up losing possessions rather than living more comfortably. So I think we'll focus on that next time, because that's very important, and the anger you have towards your wife. We need to deal with that, and it's okay to be angry, as long as we're willing to try to make it better.
Okay, well, thanks. I don't hear many people tell me it's okay to feel angry, but I think you're right. I think I do need to maybe look at why that's happening.
That's great.
Okay. Thanks a lot.
Okay, well, I know you have to get back, and I look forward to meeting with you next week, and maybe this week, just as you go monitor the times that you do find yourself starting to get really angry, and I'm not saying you need to completely stop yourself, but be aware of that, and then think about why that happens.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Rick.
Thanks a lot.